The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
One more time, welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Welcome to this brand new episode of The Black Files. I'm your host, Juan Arauz, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, and you are watching our uncompromising, uncensored podcast here. And joining me tonight to get us started are the disembodied voices of the Ravens Flock. I've got Angel Mendez here joining us, the host of Los Amigos Play.
Hello. Hello, everyone. For a limited time only, order me now and you get a version with 60% less sugar and 20% more cocaine.
And also joining me is the disembodied voice of Jose Casabona, the head of the Ravens Flock. Jose, go ahead and show off that avatar you wanted to creep people out with tonight.
Oh, you mean this little avatar? Yeah. And I'll add to what Angel said and say that, hey, if your service is not satisfied, well, there's nothing we can do about it, and you're not going to get your money back, and you could go ahead and write a negative review on Angel, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't give a shit.
All my reviews are 1 star because I'm the only star there is.
Wow. You doing much? I want to thank everyone who's on the chat right now, especially those of you guys who were pointing out the fact that that our audio was muted. Thank you for that. We've got a couple friends of ours, friends of the flock. We got Nora Otaku. We have Geeks 5 Ever joining in on the chat, and a couple folks who are also concerned citizens of the internet who are who share in the same, I guess you could call it, mission as I do, and that would be a friend of mine, Pythia, on the chat, and we also have Brandon Ogden joining in. I want to say Heidi Wall. Are you Geeks 5 Ever over here saying, are you guys a gym cast, a podcast I listen to at the gym, getting these gains? I guess we are. Thank you for that, Geeks 5
That's right, girl. You go fight for them muscles and you get that Iron Church gains, girl.
Come on, Geeks 5 Ever. When are you going to get it in your head? We are a variety channel. We have podcasts to listen to, our main show to watch, and our Los Amigos Play to watch us game and laugh at us when we try to succeed and fail.
We're a variety channel in the same way Pornhub is a variety channel. We got a lot of different things about the same thing, but you know you love it. That's why you're still here.
Appreciate it. All right, and of course, if you can't tell from the title of tonight's episode, we have placed an open invite since this past Saturday. That was Saturday, March 13th, to the infamous, as one former predator catcher used to call, the YouTube psycho brat, Gregory James Jackson, better known by his alias Onision, since he decided to come back to the internet after his usually scheduled hiatus of having been attacked for doing exactly what everyone has been accusing him of and trying to sweep it under the rug as if it doesn't exist. And he decided to make it personal with me. And I confronted him on the internet cesspool known as Twitter. He decided to report me for harassment and bullying, which resulted in my behind being placed in Twitter jail for a full week. That sentence expires tomorrow, Thursday, March 18th at about 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. So
I do. Yeah, I do want to also point out that following that suspension, I think it was like on Monday or so, a couple days later, I also tweeted out to Onision basically saying two tweets. Tweet number one, on Wednesday, you're going down, plain and simple. Tweet number two, I decided to be a little more metaphorical with my thread and basically call him, and I called him a toothless lamb who's about to attack an angry wolf. And I wanted him to be aware of his peril. He blocked me.
He decided to be a little bitch and block our illustrious, bald, babyface leader, Jose Casabona, on Twitter. So that was...
Yeah, exactly. Like, not a single swear word, not one curse word in any of my tweets, and I get blocked.
For those of you who are not quite aware of the kind of character we're speaking of, and for those of you who are just tuning in, allow me to give a brief description. Onision is known as one of the early internet personalities that was quite like in his heydays for his relatively good looks and somewhat bizarre state of charm. As the years passed by, however, it became quite apparent that this fellow had quite a few issues going on in the good old noggin, followed by several accusations of what appears to be sexual harassment, attacking minors, pursuing porn of people who should not have porn, severe maltreatment of his own children and family members, severe issues with his own mentality, and clear psychological evaluation needed, 3 books that apparently read like a kindergartner, took a knife and proceeded to stab his own testicular fortitude, and just an entire career of making himself look like an ass over and over and over. Now, normally here at the Ravens flock, we're all down on great good for ridicule as long as he's well-deserved, and we will not attack or express our animosity towards somebody else unless we had a very good reason. So please rest assured when I say that whatever beef my friend Juan has against this guy is very, very, very much warranted, because Onision is quite simply not a good person. In fact, one could go as far as to say that he's a terrible fucking person.
That's placing it lightly here, Angel. Real quick on the chat, a friend of ours, her screen name here is L Ismay, saying my sentence on Twitter expires on Monday night. So yeah, this guy has been reporting people like a motherfucker. And Geeks 5 Evers over here telling us, jokes on y'all, I'm in real jail. Wait, what?
Oh boy!
I always knew it.
A first one on
I
our
always knew this was going to happen.
Another first one for the Ravens flock.
we got a jail call. Holy cow! No,
holy shit!
I'm kidding.
Well, you know what? I sincerely thank Geeks 5 Ever for wasting her one phone call, not on a lawyer, but on a bunch of nerds on the internet talking about dumb shit.
We appreciate that, Geeks 5 Ever.
Ride or die.
And just remember, we ain't got bail money for you, brother.
Oh my goodness!
Just playing around. And real quick before we continue,
we are broke.
Oh yeah, no, we're broke as a joke over here. And before we continue, as is traditional on the Uncensored podcast, so you guys know, this live stream will also be placed in audio format and will be released Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. So for those of you who are not versed with this, like I mentioned, this is an uncensored interview and review podcast. If there is any sort of pop culture discussion, there's spoilers. Obviously, we swear like sailors. We will say things that may or may not clash with your opinions on how life is supposed to work. Them's the fucking breaks. Can't handle that. Go tune into something else. If you're willing to hear people out, then by all means, continue watching, continue listening. With that little customary disclaimer in mind on the chat, L is over here saying, I told Kiro the wolf that I hope he gets cancer. Smiley face emoji. Yeah, and we're actually going to get to that motherfucker too, because
we'll comment on him a bit later.
Yep. Nora Otaku is saying Onision is just something else. Taryn is saying that she's here for this, and I think we all know each other from Twitter. Thank you for that, by the way, and we hope that you enjoy the program here. And of course, if you're following the Ravens Flock on Twitter, we appreciate that too. And Mr. Geek Me Out is asking us, are you going to WrestleCon? Not sure.
Oh man. Oh, that is tempting because WrestleCon only happens once a year during the weekend of WrestleMania. I have to say, until things are better with the vaccine, and until the conditions are all right to go out to public places, That's going to be a hard no, my friend.
Yeah, we're the only reason why we've got everyone set up on the Zoom meeting on the Ravens flock right now is because we're still trying to keep socially distanced. We had a scare. Some of us caught the damn thing. Others have been super lucky. We don't want to infect them or anything like that. We want to be absolutely 100% certain that we don't accidentally, virally destroy each other without meaning to. So
speak for yourself.
keeping
I'm trying to
social
recreate my own personal Resident Evil movie here.
What was that?
He's trying to recreate his own Resident Evil movie.
Speak for yourself, Livian.
Why?
Oh, shut up! Jesus Christ, man.
Angel.
Some men cannot be reasoned, argued, or bargained with. Some men just want to see the world shit itself. It's funny.
Then just hit the brown note or the trombone or something, man, if that's all you're in for. But
dude, okay, Juan, let me ask you something. Do you really want to give someone like me the power of the brown note?
You know what? I know you're messing with me, but you're right. All right.
But please, go ahead.
Yeah, moving
Get us
on.
into the thick of
Now,
things. What do we know about the individual known as Onision?
Well, allow me to interject just briefly to time.
briefly,
Like,
'cause
I'm
we
not
want to
going
get
to
on topic
timeline.
here.
I'm not going to timeline, but the last time we did discuss about Onision was that he lost his Twitch affiliation, and that was in late 2020. Am I correct?
That is correct. Somewhere between October and November, I believe this actually happened. It was somewhere on the time where, for some reason, the e-girl epidemic went on full thrice, and VTubers became, or started to become, an enormous part of known popular culture. It was surprising how quickly they rose into relevancy. I'm genuinely impressed.
Yep, it was October when he lost his Twitch partnership, and that was beautiful. And we only really brought him up on that just to point and laugh. The last time that we had any sort of serious work on this done with this guy was on a previous episode of the Black Files. If you notice, anytime that we actually cover him in earnest, I decided to name it the Onision Travesty, because this guy's a motherfucker. This guy is a rancid travesty in the face of humanity over here, so I don't even want to acknowledge him on that. But not to say that I want to dehumanize him or anything like that. That would be rude. But this guy does not behave like a fucking human being to begin with, so how the hell else am I supposed to treat him? Real quick on the chat, Taryn saying, that's good, better to be safe than had COVID. Nora is over here saying, are we going to see Angel transform into a demonic angel mutant?
Juan's going to be the first one to transform, not him.
No, like, you have to look at Angel right now. This is his first form.
Give me some time to gather my power level. I'm more of a Frieza type. Juan is the one that's gonna go full fucking Birkin up in this bitch and start sprouting eyeballs out of his back or some shit.
It's fucked. Like, this guy is fucked in the brain because basically every single platform that he's ever worked on or that he's ever tried to place himself on, Onision has only really set himself up on the internet in recent years for two purposes. One, to monetize his image and his artistic personality, quote unquote. Because, like Angel said succinctly, this guy wrote 3 quote unquote young adult novels that all read like a kindergartner stabbing himself with a crayon. And I don't know exactly what was it that you said again, Angel? Or what was it that he was just...
It was the literary equivalent of stabbing yourself in the balls.
Okay. There we go. That's what it was.
Ow.
And purely to monetize that. Yeah, no, or lack thereof, as Elle is over here saying, yeah, no, we're clear on the fact that this guy does not have any real artistic like integrity or anything new or anything that was of any merit that he could really contribute. And secondly, the platforms that he puts up and that he exposes himself on is specifically designed for the purpose of attracting an underage audience that he could emotionally manipulate through his content into believing that he's the only one who truly understands them and truly cares about them and appreciates them, in order to have them try to reach out to him, forming a parasocial relationship designed for him to exploit, so that once he has them completely in the palm of their hand in terms of thinking that he's the one for them, that he's the only one who understands them, that he loves them, and that he wants to be with them, they will move heaven and earth to be with him so that he can have sex with them and then dump them. So basically, I just went in a roundabout way of saying the motherfucker's only in it for pussy and money.
Now,
and
to be
not
honest,
just any pussy,
being in it
underage
for
pussy as well.
There's the problem. Listen, chasing poontang and the hardcore cash, I'm not gonna judge that. Everybody does that at some point or another. Chasing the underage one specifically is the part where I'm gonna draw this thick red line and cover it in nice FBI seals. Because I'm seeing there are all dudes in suits that would like to have a word with him.
Oh, believe me, there's a massive community of folks. Like I said, I would like to very succinctly name as concerned citizens of the internet, because this motherfucker really is over here basically trying to come off like he's this horribly oppressed, canceled guy that, oh no, they're treating me just like Johnny Depp, who was horribly oppressed by the internet because his wife Amber Heard said that he was falsely saying that he abused her when really she was the one who was abusing him. I'm the same way. I'm being horribly oppressed. Even though I'm totally trying to
wow, that comparison
is trying to come off like Johnny fucking Depp. First off,
that comparison is about as accurate as Angel is skilled at being subtle and quiet.
Hey, Angel,
I
are
will
you
have
subtle
you
and
know
quiet?
that I am a complete. Blue may or may not be a color.
It is a color, motherfucker. It's right here on my microphone. You can even see it.
Wrong, fuckhead. Is a spectrum. That's what you get for going into subtlety all the time.
All right, Juan, go on.
That being said, go ahead.
I was really trying to say, I hope to God, I hope to whatever celestial creature or that governs this universe with some form of fucking law or some form of fucking order, I hope that I never meet this motherfucker in public. Ever. I will not be held responsible for what I do to that guy. I will not. And I refuse to take any sort of responsibility on the day that I ever see him face to face. It'll be worse than the fucking scene in Pulp Fiction where you got Marcellus Wallace and fucking Bruce Willis in the middle of a fucking street corner. He just sees him with a box of fucking donuts and runs him the fuck over. They have a fucking fight and they beat the shit out of him until they tumble into a fucking pawn shop. Only one little difference.
Nah.
If I'm getting a Hattori Hanzo sword to fucking save the pawn shop guy who butt plugs you, Greg, I ain't going for him first. I'm actually, you know what? I will go for the pawn shop guy first. I'll go for his gimp. I'll go for his boyfriend, and then I'll chop off whatever phallus you might think you have, that piddly little skin tag that you've got, and then I'll take that same beautiful Hattori Hanzo sword, the same kind that tore up the Crazy 88, the same kind that destroyed Oren Ishii, motherfuck, and I will finish the fucking job that gimp did with your ass, take it end to end, and finish it from there.
For the record, Juan, we don't have bail money for you either.
You know what? If that's the price I gotta pay, I will pay it with a smile on my fucking face. It's only coincidence that today's St. Patrick's Day. I'm over here feeling some fucking righteousness. I swear.
Hey, you know what, Angel? To Juan's credit, at least he's being honest about it, and he's gonna own up to it.
I will own it.
Oh, I respect the honesty. Just be careful, because the internet appreciates threats just as well as you do.
Well, if the internet's going to have a problem with me for saying this stuff, all I said was that would be the scenario if it were played out like in the movie Pulp Fiction. I don't know how it would actually play out in real life.
Hang on, I have my copy of O.J. Simpson's "If I Had Done It" somewhere around here that I can send for you to reference.
Appreciate it. On the chat, real quick, Nora is over here saying Onision just can't stop eating the shrooms and he's just disgusting. Prison will love him. Brandon Ogden, and he screams insanely like a demon. True. Nora is saying turn his teeth into spike studs. Juan, smiley face emojis. Geeks 5 Ever is over here saying, yay, I'm going to have jail bunkmates. I'm going to sell you for a pack of smokes. Boy, I'm worth at least 10.
Oh, hell. Oh, your ass is going right out the game, my dude.
No, I'm saying no.
Nora ain't taking no bunkmates. You are her merchandise.
No, that's Geeks 5 Ever. If you're going to sell me for a pack of smokes, start with 10 and don't sell down. All right? I know what I'm worth. Dude, haggling.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Have you seen this? Have you seen the size of Juan's ass? That has to be worth at least 2 packs of smokes.
No, for real. Like,
All right,
I'm not
now,
gonna type Latino booty, but anyway. Also,
Now,
L is
Juan,
on,
getting back onto the heart of the matter.
real quick. Hold
now,
on, Zay. Hold on. Last one on the chat. L is over here saying, when he goes to prison, we're all going to be pen pals with his cellmate. Yeah, no, I'd happily pay for the postage myself.
When he goes to prison, Juan's going to have a fucking party.
Hello, Big Boba. This is us. You may not know us, but we just like to say we appreciate the civil service you're doing in your jail.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Just a very confused prisoner going, what the hell is going on? And why are these people thanking me for beating this guy's ass?
Yeah, no, it's he's going to be doing people a public service, and like I mentioned earlier, this guy really has brought this shit down on himself. What one recent development that showed up here in 2020 is the documentary series that came out with the premiere of the Discovery Plus fucking streaming platform. It's called Onision in real life, and we have a 3-part. 3 parts for the series. I don't know if it's aired on TV. If it has, go ahead and enjoy it. If you have the Discovery Plus app, I hope you enjoy that, because I really miss Discovery Channel in the ways that you'd miss like History Channel and Mythbusters and stuff like that. It's cool, it's fun, and it's educational and shit, and I like that. And National Geographic, that's good stuff. But this documentary series, basically, it's been over a year in the making, thanks to the efforts of other YouTubers and all of it, which was shall we say it was what's the word I'm looking for? Curated by former Predator catcher Chris Hansen, and that's been a whole mess in and of itself. Are you guys alive?
Now,
over there?
Juan,
Angel,
I do need to ask you. Yeah.
Juan,
Now, I am going to ask you.
I'm just gathering information.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Jose, you have a question.
Yes. Now, let me ask you this question. When it comes to direct interactions between yourself and Onision, and I guess we can count Onision blocking you and reporting you as direct interaction, let me ask you this. Is this the first time that this has happened, or have you had incidents with Onision in the past?
Oh, this motherfucker has had me blocked plenty of times in the past. The problem that he has is that he likes to try to manicure his fucking online personality for people to think that, oh, he's really just a nice, misunderstood guy. Guys, you have to understand, I don't block anyone. You know how you make fun of Kenny, how they make fun of Kenny Omega for having an effeminate little bitch boy voice or whatever?
Oh yeah, like he's having phone sex or something.
Phone sex voice. This guy does it unironically. This motherfucker does it unironically.
The Kenny Omega sex line. Oh yeah.
So no, but for real,
Don't give him ideas, Angel.
Like, here's the thing. Onision likes to try to come off like he's such a misunderstood and innocent guy. He's such a sweet artist dude. He's just a soft boy who's 36 years old and has a spouse and 2 children that he mistreats and abuses as well. And
oh yeah, by the way, this man is married and has 2 children. Let that sink in for a second.
So far as we know, there's actually been no proof of life of either his spouse or children in almost a year since the quarantine started. And
oh, hey, yeah, those guys are dead, probably.
No, probably. And the point that I'm making here is that he manicures his online presence. He does mass deletions of his incriminating tweets. When he tries to make himself look like a good guy, he takes everyone that he's blocked in the past and he goes ahead and unblocks everyone. Like, see, I don't block anyone's opinions. I let everyone speak for themselves over here. Even though he totally doesn't actually let anyone comment on his bullshit tweets until recently. Which is how I fucking got into hot water with this guy, because in his latest little cycle of fucking trying to come off like a good guy and shit, he's basically went on his phase of, oh, I'm unblocking everyone and I'm trying to come off as a nice dude and I let everyone say what they want. But you see, these people, they don't understand me. They don't understand the artist that I am. They just want to hate me. They just think that I'm a horrible person. Motherfucker.
Oh my
Motherfucker,
goodness.
you went on and groomed underage teenage girls. You fucking raped them, for Christ's sake.
Let me give you a hint of here's a hint of how Onision actually behaves like in real life. in his, okay, let me put it this way. You remember that time in your life when you were young and stupid and immature, and sometimes when you got verbally bitch slapped, you wouldn't end up making an entire argument in your head where you completely fucking verbally destroy the person that talks shit to you? Do you remember those embarrassing moments of your time?
Yep.
Okay, imagine if you never grow out of that mindset. Then write 3 books exactly about that. That is Onision in a bookshelf. His mind seems to be stuck in the constant state of, oh man, if I could show up there with my slick back hair and my long black trench coat and my Japanese katana folded 1,000 times Nippon steel, it's over for you, motherfuckers. It kind of what comes off of this. At the very least, comes out as an extremely try-hard, emotionally immature individual.
Which is actually quite hilarious because we have like different accounts of guys just like us, regular fucking dudes, actually confronting this dude face to face. And guess what he does every fucking time? Guess what he does?
Run.
Guess what he fucking does? Nothing.
Run.
What you trying to do, motherfucker? Nothing. He backs down. He's like shirks away. Like does this shit. Look at over here, man. He like shirks away. He hides it, shrugs his shoulders, try to come off like the fucking weakling little bitch. Like, no, you gotta understand. No, please don't hurt me. I'm just a soft boy who's 36 fucking years old. I'm just an innocent little artist. Come on, man. He fucking backs down like a pussy ass bitch. Is what he fucking does.
Definitely.
Real quick, Nora.
Because he lives in a world where he lives in a world where he can be rewarded for not starting a fiction. After all, if you're attacking first, the authorities have to stop you. It doesn't matter how morally righteous he may be, justice is blind, as they say. So unfortunately, as much as we would all enjoy to recreate the scenes of that iconic film upon his persona for the horrible things he's done, we don't live in such a perfect Pulp Fiction-like world. Sadly, this is not the world where Marvin gets shot in the face. This is the world where we have to actually be careful that the gun doesn't go off in Marvin's face.
Dang it. I wanted to relive the fantasy of going on a dinner date with Uma Thurman. Damn it.
Real quick.
So would I.
2 things,
but
gentlemen.
damn it.
2 things, gentlemen. Number 1, on the chat, Nora is asking to speak her piece. I will let you speak your piece in just a few moments here. Elle is also saying he never leaves his house because there's people waiting in line to beat his ass. It's funny because the guy recently moved out from the house that everyone knows that he's lived in for years, this swamp shack, and he's recently moved to another house in town in Washington State that is 3 miles away from a high school. I wonder why.
Now,
and thus the worries begin once more.
Real quick.
Now I do need to interject.
I got a second thing, but go on, quick.
All right, to explore a little bit into the psychological profile of a guy like Onision. Now, a guy like him, you know, with all his habits that he does on social media, blocking people, deleting comments, and just reporting the comments as inappropriate to his eyes. I do need to ask, because it has been done before. We've seen this behavior before. The account that he blocked you from, it is not the only Onision account that he's made, is it?
No, it is not. He has loads, and he loves to hide behind his phony-ass accounts as well. Real quick, I do actually want to welcome into the live chat a friend of ours, a friend of the Ravens flock. It's Sarah Only. Say hi, Sarah.
What's going on?
Hey there, welcome to the show. Went ahead.
Hey, you.
Hi, Sarah. I'm a baby.
All right.
Hello, Sarah. I am regretting many decisions that got me to this point. How are you doing?
She's lost it. Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry. But go on, Juan.
Sarah,
Juan,
real quick, I want to thank you for joining us. I'm actually going to be rotating people in a little while over here. Because I want folks to actually be able to come in and speak their mind. Nora, I don't know if you wanted to actually jump in through the chat through the actual written chat over here, or if you wanted to come in on video to speak your piece like you asked for. If that's what you want to do, then let me know, and I'll be placing the Zoom link in a few moments here, folks. Sarah, as you already know, we're discussing Onision. We placed an open invite for him to show up tonight. I'm going to be on here for another hour and a half just to see if the SOB shows his face. And I just wanted to know over here at this point. I know that you've tried to abstain from covering the guy. You're much more interested right now in your online activism. You're trying to help people who have been wrongfully imprisoned. You're trying to help them get out of either jail or out of the death penalty, and you're trying to work real hard on that. So I know that this piece of crap is not your priority. He ain't even on your radar. But I do appreciate that earlier today you did mention him on Instagram, send him a message, you tagged the Ravens flock. We appreciate that. Why don't you go ahead and expand on that here for us, Sarah?
Well, he has always been the definition of thin skin. He can dish it, but can't take it. Every time I've seen someone one-up him, he sits there and goes, oh, every time. And just anytime someone sends him this little tiny tweet that hurts his little feelings, his fragile ego, block. And I don't know why he never blocked me. I don't know why, but I don't know. And I guess you hurt his fragile ego once again, and he decided to get your account suspended. And I just decided, okay, I promised myself I wouldn't say anything, but it really got on my nerves. And he's been deplatformed. He has nothing else to lose.
Strictly speaking, he hasn't really been deplatformed. He's been demonetized from his platform, but he does use other channels and other methods to try to get income over here. And we're actually going to get to that in a little bit. But sorry, go ahead, continue.
I can actually explain that part very easily. You see, the reason why he would block me and the reason why he wouldn't block you is because among us, you are the beautiful woman and I am not. And that is all the reason he needs to not block someone, because he's just that kind of individual, isn't he?
Well, we could.
Yes, I know. That is exactly the reaction that I had.
Well, if that was all that he was basing it on, believe me, things would be much simpler. The funny thing is that this guy is completely beside himself in terms of his ego. This guy's completely beside himself in terms of any criticism, and I'm pretty sure that's why right now he's hiding out in his personal Discord server that people have to pay for in order to enter.
Yes, they have to pay for it, yeah.
Think about that for a second. Making people pay for a Discord server. Jesus, you know who was the last person who did that?
Who?
Anita Sarkeesian. That's all you need. That is all you need to do. That is the level of morality you are working on right here.
This guy's disgusting. He really fucking is.
He is disgusting, and he is a very, very, very poor opportunist who will take any avenue to try and make some money off of his followers, or rather, people worship him, or because Onision, he has his people, he has his audience that drink the Kool-Aid.
Like, let me just show you. Let me just give you an example over here. If you were to go to his all my links that's under his Twitter profile, everything has a fucking dollar price on there. Every fucking thing.
Yep.
Like, for instance, if you want to send him an email, you pay him $5. If you want to text message him, you pay $50. A one-on-one game session with Onision, $75. A one-on-one Discord phone call, $150. You pay $6 a month to unlock his Discord server, $34 a month if you want to elite upgrade, and $40 for his elite status. He has 2 OnlyFans accounts. He puts up his fucking his iTunes store. He puts up Spotify. He puts up his fucking disgusting pedophilia books on Amazon, for crying out loud.
Oh shit, they're still on Amazon.
Yeah, no, they're still on fucking Amazon.
Oh yes, they are.
So
see, one of the wonderful things about free expression is that the best and the worst of everything ever written will forever be available for everyone to find. Forever.
Real quick on the chat, Nora asked that she answered me here. She said that she wanted to come in on video. Well, like I said, I'm going to be putting this up shortly. And she's saying that he's desperate for cash. Ruma Khan is joining us on the chat. Thank you for joining us, Ruma. And saying, get that swamp hick gladly. If he's got any balls, he's got until midnight Eastern time to show his face here and come on over. I would love.
Come on,
to see
Juan.
him
That
try.
that is an unfair comparison. You know this man ain't got no balls. That is correct, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
I was about to say, or a dick.
Yeah, no, he's
Yes.
got a skin tag down there, but you know that could easily be just plucked off. And Elle
But
is
he
here-
has time to spare. If it's 10:41 here on our side, and you say
Seven.
he's in Washington, it's 7:00 over there. He's got plenty of time to, off of his busy schedule, to hop on here and talk with you.
All right,
Here's
exactly.
what I want to know.
And Elle is
Who
over
does
here.
this? Who is his audience? Who is giving this man money voluntarily to spend time with him? Who is doing this?
I would love to.
Who is
I would
paying
love
this
to know
man
for certain.
to spend time with them? And
I'm
what
trying
are
to
the
figure it
reasons
out.
why they would want to do so?
That's actually a very good question
Because-
because much like I mentioned earlier, that Onision has his followers, people who will give him money. He we can't rule out the obviousness that Onision, despite the type of character he is in real life, he has close friends, supporters in his life.
And
Which
that
means
actually
two
brings up
things.
one of the
Either these people are blissfully ignorant to his flaws, or
That-
they may be just as wretched as he is.
that actually brings up one of the comments here,
Enabling him, yeah.
which was saying Elle is over here saying that he doesn't have much of an audience left. There's no way he's making actual living, which is funny because recently myself and others had actually looked into his OnlyFans to see how much he actually gains from that network, from that audience over there.
Pain.
And I don't know if I still have the screenshot where I did the math here. I need to take a minute. If I have it, I will show you guys happily, merrily, gleefully even, if I can. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be putting it up. I'm going to be putting up the, what do you call it, in about 2 minutes here, Nora, so don't worry. Yep. Okay, so we calculated here that with the amount of followers that he has on his OnlyFans site, after OnlyFans takes their 20% cut for maintenance and all that, his Greg Onision Jackson off of that OnlyFans account makes approximately $647.28 a month. Now this motherfucker, I don't know what his living situation is, but if you're trying to support a family of 4, 2 of whom are minors, his favorite demographic, by the way, if you're trying to support kids, if you're trying to support yourself, if you're trying to pay homeowners insurance, car insurance, health insurance, car payments, house payments, electricity, water, like internet and cable, whatever the fuck else he got, there is no fucking way that this guy can live off of $647.28 a month.
No.
You say he lives in Washington, right?
Washington State, that's right.
One of the most expensive states.
Mhm.
The average rent in Washington is $2,064 for an average apartment size of a mere 744 square feet.
That's a
Ouch.
studio
No.
apartment, man.
Yeah. Out. Nope. Not doing it.
So that means 2 things. Either A, he's working a job on the side. B, he's making money through other means. Or C, his wife has a big fancy paycheck to her.
Oh, that's funny because last we checked, his spouse Kai, formerly Taylor Elaine Anderson, they used to go by the name Lanybot, but now they go by Kai, all because like Greg decided to completely wreck his spouse's sense of self and their sense of self-actualization. And while they were trying to figure out what their sexual inclinations were, he decided to basically coerce his spouse's mind into believing that they're purely bisexual for the purposes of letting them get an extra girlfriend that he would then go in and scam on himself.
Mhm.
So this guy he does not
Christ.
treat his spouse well at all. He's turned Kai's brains into melted butter. On the chat, real quick.
As he is.
Yeah.
Actually, Juan, if you want, I can read it off to you because I'm looking at the comments as well.
All right. Go ahead with Nora. The funny thing is, go ahead and read that off quick.
Renora commented saying, the funny thing is that he thinks he's a Super Saiyan. Just pop him in front of Broly and the brutality begins. I'll get my zebra popcorn and large drink of Sprite. Now, Yeah.
Yep.
Now, another comment
Taryn.
from Taryn. Onision is trying to use the attention from Discovery Channel story to make a few bucks on books, etc. He's been banking from hate income for years. He's barely scraping by since being demonetized.
Right. Exactly. L is over here saying that.
Jesus.
Okay, the L actually has it was saying $525 roughly after OnlyFans take their 20%. The $647.28, if I'm not mistaken, that is after the 20%. So I'm not actually sure, but if we can find like maybe there's an updated version of his income, then we'll go ahead and correct that. Also saying that also Taryn is saying he's still paying for 2 houses until the other one sells, and yes, he's manipulated Kai's mind into mush. You're absolutely right about that, Taryn. Thank you very much. And Nora, wrapping up, he's just standing on the corner of the road wearing a mini sailor uniform and stiletto shoes. Nasty.
I mean,
Block that out.
it takes
Sorry
all
about that, Sarah.
kinds.
No amount of brain bleach in the world can help us there. I know you don't drink.
It's okay.
So I'm
We
just,
Look at my picture.
We sincerely apologize for ruining your appetite for the next 24 hours. Speaking of which, I made ribs today and they came out very nicely.
Well, that's good. We just had country fried steak and some baked potatoes, traditional Irish dish for St. Patrick's Day.
the country fried steak is traditionally Irish. It's traditionally Southern.
Oh, well,
Listen,
we had potatoes.
Listen.
Potatoes is tradition.
pretty much. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody here even know. Okay, people, cards on the table. Does anybody here actually know a damn thing about the Irish and their culture beyond the barest of basics?
I did research earlier that apparently St. Patrick's isn't Irish. Apparently he is of Italian descent.
And there's something nobody else knew. Let's get one thing straight. This holiday exists so we can thank the Irish for letting us drink for one day. Thank you, Irish, for the horrible pain you endured when you came to this country, just so we could get shit-faced in your honor. We may not know anything about you, but we celebrate your lucky charms all the same. Now give me your gold, you greedy red-headed nummy bastards.
Dude, chill. Fuck, man.
Oh my God. Angel opens up his front door and he sees a line of Irishmen waiting to beat his ass.
All right.
And I just grabbed the nearest blunt object and go, finally, I can indulge in my xenophobia like God intended.
Dude.
Oh God, Angel. All right, let's get back. Let's get back on the topic here.
I'm sorry, folks watching or listening.
No. So to basically wrap up what we're talking about so far. So yes, it is true. He is losing his audience, and therefore he is losing his income. He has already been demonetized, as we have already documented. But he is still he's still getting some form of support. Whereas if it's from other friends or if it's from his wife, his significant other, Kai, there's other people helping him, and they're just as guilty because they're enabling
I was about to say
a
enabling,
predator.
yeah.
They're enabling a predator, and they're just as bad. They're just as responsible.
This man don't need money. This man needs psychological help.
No, you're not wrong about that, guys. It is a very interesting conundrum here. Real quick, I went ahead and I placed the invite for anyone who wishes to jump in real quick on the Zoom chat and speak their piece. It is in the live chat. So if you are watching, you may jump in for a few minutes and we'll let you in for the program. Also,
yeah, absolutely, man. If you have to cycle me out to do it, then you can go ahead and do it. And I wouldn't.
No, it's all right. We'll just bring people in one at a time. Also on the chat, Geek Survivor is saying he could be receiving government financial assistance. I do know, but I don't know, but I'm Mexican. I don't need an excuse to drink. Appreciate that, man. Also, Nora was telling us her dinner, chicken Alfredo and drooling over Ichigo Kurosaki. So she loves Bleach fans. Also, we got a friend of ours, Declan Reed, who's actually jumping in, saying on the chat, "How you doing, Declan?" Says, "Who wants to tell him about the angry Irish vet that's in the chat?" Oops. Angel, here's your opportunity to.
Who?
We have an Irishman who's also a veteran who just so happens to have know a couple things about Irish culture. So.
Yeah, I think you may have taken exception to what you said, Angel.
Finally, a chance to indulge in my xenophobia like God intended.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Also, hi, Irish veteran. How you doing today? For real, we sincerely appreciate you stepping by, and we sincerely appreciate you giving us a chance to drink for free while we learn more about your culture.
Wow.
Oh,
What? Do you thought I was gonna say something else?
I don't know what to expect you to say, man. I really don't.
You people are weird. Stop making assumptions about me.
All right, god dang it. All right, so Nora, go ahead and jump in first. Like I said, we're just jumping in people in and out for a little bit tonight. All right, so I just brought Nora on the chat. She's connected over here.
You know, if Onision hadn't blocked you and me, this would be a great opportunity to actually share this link to Onision as a private invitation to come on.
Oh no, I totally agree, but unfortunately he's a pussy. Thankfully, someone who isn't a pussy is our friend Declan. He's actually saying, "Please, I'm not a pussy." That was one of the funniest rants I've heard in a while. So excellent, great, thank you for that. So all right, Nora, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Black Files. Real quick, how are you doing? And you said you wanted to speak your piece about Onision. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Excuse me.
You're good, hon. We appreciate you coming on. Yeah. We appreciate you always following us, always checking in on the show. We appreciate that a lot.
Okay, I don't know how this hatred if it started. Yeah, you're right. Usually it started with the I'm a banana, but then it got somewhere further.
I
forgot about that.
I actually have a story today about the goddamn banana song. I'm gonna get into that after this, but yeah, no, like we actually regrettably have Daniel Tosh of Tosh.0 to thank for that crap.
That's right.
Yep. I do believe Daniel Tosh owes the world a fucking apology for this crap, because if he hadn't put the clip of his stupid banana song on his program, none of us would have known about this guy.
My brother used to love Tosh.0. My brother used to love Tosh.0.
Congrats, Daniel. This is your legacy.
The thing that literally got me way heated was when he decided that it was cool to talk about black hair.
I remember that.
Oh, shit.
Yep. No, that was stupid as hell of him. All right. And at this point, also Brandon on the chat saying, "Hey, I watched Tosh.0. That's fine. You can still watch him. He still owes the world an apology for giving us Onision. But you can still watch him if you want. It's not like he really knew what the hell he was doing back then."
We're not generalizing that it's a bad show. We're just being very specific on Onision being on the show, just for clarification.
This was the 0.0 that started. It's like, hey man, all I did was piss in the snow. Great, but now the snow rolled down into an avalanche and buried a whole ass town. It was still your piss, bro.
Nice going, snow pissing guy.
But anyways, Nora, please continue.
Yeah, like I don't know, like it started with that, and then it started with the whole, well, to put it bluntly, my whole hatred with him when he started making fun of goths. Now I am alternative. I consider myself otaku goth, which is geek goth.
Right.
And then after that, it's like, yeah, I'm just going. This is just a dude who literally thinks that he's stuck in the 2000s where Hot Topic was popular. And
the right crowd, it's still popular. It's just most of us have kind of outgrown that shit.
Yeah, and the thing that just literally got me to literally go further with, like, okay, let me just dig further into this dude. What's the gossip about him? Is when the rating of underage girls, the whole false copyright striking, the reporting, and then not wanting to box somebody else, but yet he wants to box Repsion.
Oh God, no! Like his whole little spat with Repsion. I'm not gonna rag on the guy. Because admittedly, Repsion has always basically gone on the record saying he doesn't make any sort of content about Onision unless he does something new that warrants it. Mm-hmm. So like everyone's saying like, oh, he's the top Onision. Whoop, hold on.
No.
No.
Rep Xeiana was not the first to talk about this dude. I think it was Stevie Wolf.
Yeah, Stevie Wolf was.
I have him. I'm one of his subscribers. I think he's fucking awesome.
Right.
And the thing that literally shocked me about, especially the whole 3 stories about like Stones to Abigail, this, that,
his dumb books, his pedophilia books. Yep.
Yeah. Like,
$10.
the thing that literally irks me the most. Don't get me wrong, I like my crime TV shows, but it's just that this dude worships school shootings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's trash like that.
And it turns out, like in 2019, before the pandemic, he decides to make a video about a school shooting for people who are in special needs.
Bruh.
I didn't know that.
What?
He what?
He decided to make a skit about a shooting for a special needs school.
What the fuck?
This guy's disgusting. Real quick on the chat over here, I gotta catch this. Taryn is saying he talked about black hair for 5 videos in total. He wouldn't let the problem go. Also, Tosh.0 is probably distanced as much as possible from the whole thing about Onision. Taryn also saying rating underage girls is what got me started hating Onision. Yeah, no, for real. The guy's a fucking problem. He's a problem waiting to happen. Ruma Khan saying dude's a closet eugenicist / social Darwinist. He probably is. Like, considering
No. He's right. He is. I remember reading that documentary about the books he wrote, and let's be honest, almost every single page of whatever few I read was dripping with the level of condensation you only see on a person who genuinely thinks he's better than you.
No, exactly. It's
just about like there is like and there was even one video of his where he you know how he does like Twitch live streams of him playing a video game or something for no less than a minute. So he decides to, one of his fans decides to share him a game called Life is Strange.
Oh no.
Oh god.
This is a good game.
I've actually got to finish something on the chat, and Nora, I'm going to give you a few minutes, and then I'm going to bring in the next person over here, okay? Real quick on the chat, Elle is over here saying that she saw the video you're referring to, and he was also making fun of people with special needs. He does that all the time. This motherfucker is still in like adolescent, like prepubescent mindset of comedy. Means this guy's a retard. Oh, this person's stupid. Haha, they got a mental disorder. They should die. Like, that's stupid.
Now I'm gonna say something about that literally hits me because I just found out, and like I'm still learning about myself, that I have mild autism spectrum.
Right.
Oh. And I hate to say this. I really, really hate to say this. I'm mentally disabled. And that literally hit me, especially when the whole joke about let's just make a school shooting about people with special needs. And I used to work for a place for people who have special needs. And to me, that literally pissed me off. It's like, dude, if I wasn't in this predicament the way I am, I would gladly lift weights and beat your ass right now.
No, I totally agree with you there, Nora. This guy is a fucking problem waiting to happen. Like, we'll get to some of the recent stuff that happened, especially, I don't know if we want to talk about the hospital call that he had to go through. Do we want to talk about that, guys? The one involving...
I think that's something that needs to be brought up, yes.
All right.
By all means.
Nora,
are you talking about the 2-year-old kid?
Yeah. At this point, the dumpster fire is raging high and loud. Let's throw some more gas in there.
I'm afraid so, yeah. Nora, I'm going to go ahead and mute you on here so we can bring the next person on. If you want to continue being on the chat, that's fine. If you want to drop out and go back on the video, that's fine too, okay?
I'll just chat with you guys here.
All right, cool.
Because if I go back, it's just going to be I'll act stupid.
No, you're all right. I'm going to go ahead and mute you for now. I'm bringing the next person on. All right, the next person who's on here, friend of ours, I'm going to unmute you, Geeks5Ever. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and unmute yourself, brother. How are you doing, man? Or is it okay for you to talk?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's up? How's it going,
I hear ya.
dude?
Jesse Goku, how you doing, man? I see you're running
Going on?
errands. How are you, man?
Yeah, I just got off the gym. Just wanted to real quick. Just want to share. I don't know this much. I don't know that much about this guy. I actually just heard about him only because you have talked about and mentioned him today. If you could, after I get off here, share all the information you have about him so I can talk about him
Absolutely.
on my show.
Absolutely
But
not a
I just
problem.
wanted to share, like, he could be receiving government financial help because if he's registered as an actual business and he has losses because of the stimulus package they released for small businesses, he actually could be receiving a lot of financial help.
No, you're right about that. That is actually something that some of us have been postulating about the guy, how he could be getting any sort of freaking financial assistance, how he could be subsisting his disgusting hobby here. So you're right about that. That's I'm gonna send you everything that we know once we're off the air here, and I'll send it to you privately. Okay, Jesse?
Yeah,
that's great, man.
That does sound like a very strong possibility. Sarah, Angel, do you two concur?
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it seems like the most likely position, mainly because if he can game the system that well, it will not be too difficult to him to get his hands on some extra cash on the grounds of, hey man, my business is failing. It will not be the first time I've seen people do something like this before.
Are you trying to write off his house? His house is something he could write off on his taxes.
He's done it before. He went
Yes.
off. He went off like an idiot a couple years back, and he took every single expense that he put down, like even his own food and clothing, his actual personal expenses. He put all of it down a couple years back as business expenses, try to write them all off and try to get himself a benefit from there. So now he's in trouble with the IRS for that.
That's right.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility that this idiot who tried to blame TurboTax, oh, no one taught me how to do taxes, it's TurboTax's fault, it's all their fault, it's not my fault.
Oh, for goodness
sake. I'm doing the wrong voice here. It's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault. I'm totally a soft teenage boy here who's 36 years old and abuses women and children. All I ever did was use TurboTax. And they are the ones who show me the green check mark that says, no. Like, your tax are good to go, guys. I'm totally not a goddamn tax fraud like a fucking idiot.
I'm just saying, if Wesley Snipes couldn't escape the tax problems, I don't think this guy's going to escape them for too long either.
He likes to idolize. He likes to think of himself as like the Joker of YouTube or the Eminem of YouTube. First off, Marshall Mathers will pop you in the fucking mouth for that. You keep his name out of your mouth, Greg. And secondly, motherfucker, even the Joker is smarter than Greg. What's the famous line of Joker's Millions, Angel? Go ahead and read it off to me.
I may like to tangle with the likes of the Batman, but messing with the IRS? No, thank you.
Not even the Joker, the clown prince of crime, tries to fuck with the IRS. And the reason for that is because you can't claim insanity when it comes to not paying your taxes. That, like, even the Joker doesn't do that shit, so he pays when he's what he owes. But this fucking idiot Onision, he doesn't even do that. He lets his ass get in trouble like an idiot.
Don't insult the Joker. Yes, I agree, Nora. Don't insult the Joker. And yeah, no, this is just an example. These are just examples of Onision clearly displaying, like wearing a Sunday's dress, his incredible high levels of insecurity.
Real quick, on the chat.
Thing, though, and this is the worst part, though. How much are you willing to bet that in the future he will most likely try to pass himself as mentally disabled?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, no, it's like this guy's depraved. He's capable of anything. He'll try whatever he can in order to get out of trouble. He's been living his whole life like a goddamn prepubescent child, trying to lie himself out of trouble his whole fucking career here. So he'll say and do whatever he can to try to live the way he does. Real quick, folks, on the chat. Real quick, I gotta say, L is over here saying, knowing he exists makes me a proponent of eugenics.
He's a pedophile.
Does
it matter?
Jesse, real quick. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if you were talking to us. Would you like me to go ahead and mute you for now? Or are you good?
Yeah. Well, actually, I just wanted to say I'm about to get off because I just wanted to share the financial thing. As somebody that's been that's taking this time to learn about taxes, learn about financial stability, learn about help from the government, I am almost 95% positive he is receiving government help. especially because he has kids, and the government has lots of programs, incentives for businesses, especially businesses that have children. And as long as he can prove his losses, the minimum that he could get is $1,000 as a loan. He could even get a grant, free money from the actual government if he can prove his losses. Like I said, I don't know much about the guy, but if he's, I'm not trying to say he's like cunning or clever or anything like that, but if you know your way as like, if you can con artist your way into getting some money from the government, it's completely possible. I don't think he has any actual fans financially backing him. I think because he's using the pandemic to his advantage to stay afloat.
That is actually really intelligent over here. I doubt that he's cunning enough to do this, but I do believe that the guy is like neurotic enough to frantically search whatever programs he can in order to try and gin the system. So I believe you're right about that.
If Senor Cheeto Puff can be president for 4 years, anything's possible.
You're not wrong. All right.
Oh God, he's right.
Real quick, guys. All right, so
I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good night.
All right, check
Likewise.
you later.
All right,
good night, dude.
Thank you for joining us. All right, I've got to get on the chat real quick. I got to say here, L is also letting us know he wrote off his whole car because he picked up people, the whole 2 people from an airport that he collaborated with. He used his personal vehicle as a business expense. Also, Ruma Khan, it encompasses the racism and the special needs school shooting. It's not just an edgy joke to him. That's why he justified having sex with teens by saying it's to prevent having children with Down syndrome. That's why he manipulated Kai into becoming trans. A trans person is a mangled creature to him. It makes him his sicko ass feel like he's a superior a person and a god. Sorry to go off on one. Haha. No, you're free to go off as much as you'd like.
No,
here.
that is actually important because you just told us this man is committing fucking crimes right now.
And also, new person on the chat, Big Man 787. That's what I've always said. I think if he goes to jail, he's the type of person to plead insanity. And it goes by Holy Groomer on Twitter. How you doing, Holy Groomer? Thank you for joining us. Sorry it took me a while.
Oh, it's our boy from Twitter.
Yep.
Thank you, the Holy Groomer indeed.
Thank you for the insight over here, Nora. Since Geeks 5 ever decided to bounce over here, you can go ahead and unmute if you want. If you wanted to add more to the discussion here.
Now, how did I ruin the Sunday dress for you? You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
No. I ruined it because I was the one that made the comparison that Onision displays his insecurity just as someone likes to show off their Sunday dress. And yeah, you know what?
Ouch.
I have to agree.
When I think of a Sunday dress, I think of a hat and shoes and kind of like an office-like thing, but it's like
a nice sundress kind of thing.
It's like, huh?
Like a nice sundress or whatever, something nice and light that you could wear that's not too hot, right?
Yeah, but when you said Craig in it, I'm like,
ugh.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. But no, on the comment about him pleading insanity, yes, I agree. He would be that crazy to do it. He would, even if he gets caught and sent to jail, he'll find a way to weasel out.
He'll try. He'll fail miserably, but he'll try. The one thing that we know for a fact that he can definitely not plead insanity on is his problems with the IRS. Because they'll lock you up for that.
The IRS don't care in what state your brain is. They're getting their money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially with the whole he can claim and say to get SSI. I don't think that would be possible because he has to make a doctor's appointment. Well, when I was a teen, it was like you had to make a doctor's appointment, you had to make a court case, you had to do this, you had to do that, just to prove that you're mentally incapable of doing this, that, and the other. But with him, I highly doubt that, especially if somebody I don't know Washington for sure. I don't know what part of the place he lives in, but if he lives in a small town, for example, let's just say I live in a small town here in Arkansas, and if you try to pull hey, I'm this, that, and the other, but someone can literally say, hey, this person's not this, here's the proof. He can lose a case like that.
Yeah, no, because he has different. He's tried different things where he's saying that he has different physical conditions and mental conditions because I don't want to bring this up because it's already been beat to death. from the guys that shot from the point, his military career, quote unquote, was funny as hell because he ended it by going to his commanding officer after he joined up in the Air Force, and he basically tried to keep himself in training courses throughout his whole time. He got transferred to Hong Kong, where he was trying to be a military police, where it's basically, in this case, with his ranking, it was an overpriced guard, like mall cop for him, and he couldn't handle taking orders from anyone because he believes that he's got a superior god brain and he doesn't think he should be listening to any fucking buddy. So the way he got out of it was by complaining to his CO and freaking out, having a panic attack, and stripping down to his skivvies, shouting how much of a human being he is. That, please, you have to recognize I'm a person. No. And they basically said, like, okay, we know that you're an asshole, but you technically haven't broken any rule. You're just an asshole, and you're trying not to actually do proper work. So instead of giving you the dishonorable discharge you deserve, we can't give you an actual honorable discharge because you ain't served fucking honorably. We'll go ahead and write this off as a general discharge under honorable conditions, which is military parlance for your ass is an asshole and you got fired. And like I said, all that was actually covered by Shot from the Point. Whatever your opinion.
It turns out his mom ain't that perfect either. She didn't do anything as him. It turns out that when his dad was working in the church, his mom started spreading rumors that his dad was blank.
That's correct.
And what?
Oh yeah.
His dad was blank, even though his dad worked at a church service, and church services don't play that. Oh, and honestly, this whole thing with this dad literally started because his dad literally asked him to turn. You know how you have those headphones that blast music so loud? I don't back in the day,
like sound canceling headphones or whatever. Yeah, no, he just like they were on a road trip. Like he was on a road trip with his father and his stepmother at that time because him and his mom split up, and he was sitting in the back seat. His dad was trying to talk to him. Greg wasn't listening. He told him like, take those damn headphones off. Like, it takes him off. They get into a shouting fit. He tries to kick his father from the back seat and fucking try to like beat his father's ass. And the cops come in and arrest Greg as a kid because he was being a petulant little shit. He tried to kick his father's face.
He broke his dad's nose. He broke his dad's nose.
Oh yeah.
This guy had problems all the way from the start, huh?
Oh,
well,
it's just that
it starts at home. Then.
Pardon my French. His mama didn't give a fuck. She let her kids do whatever the F they want. So I can imagine the smell of that house and the condition of those kids. And the same thing with Greg and the same thing with Greg and Kai. The whole if his mom couldn't take care of him, what makes you think that Greg could take care of his kids? And especially with the the 2-story window incident, his children should have been taken away just like that. I can't snap today.
There we go. I just snapped it.
Man, can you imagine being Greg's father and knowing that this is your contribution to the world? Like, Jesus.
You don't have to imagine. Greg's father was actually part of the Discovery Channel documentary. He was actually asked to come on, and he's like, his entire family, his whole fucking biological family hasn't had contact with the guy in years because he's that much of a fucking embarrassment. Wow. On the chat real quick, Big Man 787 is over here letting us know, don't forget that he tried to beat his mom and his sister as well. He was a violent little piece of shit. And he tries to come off like, oh no, guys,
so I'm
such an artist. I'm a soft dude. Please.
Oh yeah, I got something.
Me. I'm human.
I know. For those who hasn't watched his Twitch stream, here's what he said. Like, after ridiculing one of his fans, saying that Life is Strange is a stupid game and that his fan is stupid and trying to flirt with her, some guy was trying to talk some sense into him, and he's like, what I want from a girl is like the Harley Quinn and the Joker relationship, where Harley Quinn does whatever the Joker does, like cleaning up his mess, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh,
no, you don't want a fucking relationship like Harley and Joker. You want a relationship like Morticia and Gomez Adams. That's what you need to want in your fucking life. That's what I've got with my spouse, K-Storm, with my wife, and I love her like crazy. Aww. That's like, yes, oh yes, ha ha ha. Yes, let's.
It's cute though. It's so adorable. You two are so adorable. Especially, I saw your high school pictures. Like, oh my goodness, you guys are so beautiful.
Yeah, appreciate it. No, but so basically he wants a relationship where he can kick the woman that he wants to leave around as his personal fuck toy and kick her out of a third-story window.
He wants to be and stomp around a lady and treat her like a servant. And if he'd known better, it's like, well, here's the thing. At least Harley Quinn got out of that relationship. At least she moved on with her life.
And she burned him alive or something. Didn't she ever burn him alive?
In one continuity, at least. At least in one continuity it happened. But yeah, it says quite a bit about the fact, even putting aside his previous history of infantile abuse towards his own parental figures and the lack of a proper strict parental figure in his life, consider the entire history of Joker and Harley Quinn. The fact that this man is unashamedly, open-facedly telling, basically saying, what I want in life is a woman that will hang on to my nutsack and never let go, no matter how horribly I treat her. Listen, I'm no relationship counselor here, but I'm not seeing red flags. I am seeing the UN red flags.
I'm sorry, guys. I've literally said this to a bunch of people who talked about Greg, but Greg's mom is the one that should have swallowed a long time ago.
Ooh. But yes, because it feels like every time that you tell me something about Greg is worse and worse, and I fear that we have long ago left the realm of this is kind of fucked up. We are entering the realm of the world court is now in session levels of fucked up very soon.
He thinks that he's light yogging me. He thinks that he's a Saiyan, and it's like, dude, you're not any of those things. You're not even Yamcha. Talented.
As far as DBZ references are concerned, he's not even Yamcha. He's not even like Hercule, like Mr. Satan. He's not even him. Not even. You know why? Because those two guys, they may be weak as shit, but they actually have guts. They actually have courage. What's his face? Hercule freaking shows up like, okay, you know what? If I could save the world by kicking this android head over here, then I'll do that to protect my daughter. Yamcha, I may be weak as shit, but I'll still jump in and I'll be ready to fight if you need me. I'll get my ass kicked, but I will do my part. But no, this guy, he's a little piece of shit. He thinks he's some freaking hybrid version of, oh, I'm both light and I'm L at the same time. I'm the great mastermind dude. This guy does not know how to fucking act. If you've had the misfortune of ever viewing any of his content, you will see that he does not know how to act. You will hear
exactly like he doesn't know anything, and honestly, that's like I'm gonna literally say this. I'm gonna bring out my art ego.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that I know how to draw. I've been drawing this, and he's drawing a stick person, and I'm like, so you say that you can draw anime, and this is coming from somebody who drew anime since Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon became a thing, and the annoying Ash and Pikachu came around, and Dragon Ball Z that beats Pokemon because Goku could beat Ash Ketchum. I can't speak today. So and I just show all my hideous pictures.
The guy's a plagiarist. The guy's a disgusting, like, untalented person. He cannot draw. He cannot sing. He cannot write. He can't
act.
No, he can't act worth a shit. Like, Sarah, you've done acting in the past. I've done acting. I've done directing. I could not get this guy down as an extra. In your experience over here, Sarah, since you've done acting in the past, any sort of casting director that you've seen, in your experience, would they hire a fucker like Greg?
No, not at all, because he wasn't acting at all. It was more like, okay, I'm reading the lines, and now I'm memorizing them right now, and now I've memorized them. I'm going to say them.
I think it's safe to say that no one is going to go anywhere near him. Like, there's no hiring, there's no stage director or any director entertainment director that's going to go anywhere near him because of his lack of experience and his skills and lack thereof. He is not talented in any of the categories that you have mentioned. That's hence the need for him to open these freaking social media sites to try and generate some sort of money off doing whatever the hell he's doing.
Which is funny here because
not to mention he ruined cat ears for me by posting one of his pictures from his OnlyFans.
Oh no.
No.
Oh hey, I remember that image. I'm gonna throw up now. Be right back.
It's okay, Angel.
No,
it's okay.
like,
Angel, come back. Look, listen, look. I have hope for you. Do you know why?
Nandesca.
Because
You're lucky the bathroom is being used right now.
Because I am a baby.
I was about to ask that. It's like, is Jose a toddler or what did I miss?
Nora, that's just a
really.
baby filter picture that he put up,
The
and he wanted
filter
to put
fell.
that up as a joke.
No, don't lie to her. The filter fell off. This is his real face. We're finally seeing after all these years.
So
yes,
It's like,
I'm not just young on the
back.
inside, folks. I'm young on the outside.
be careful,
He
Jose.
ran
I
off
want
and the
some.
dream is collapsing.
Be careful,
I
Jose.
want some. I want that youth formula, Jose. I want to be back in the 90s.
Jose, you need to be careful. You might not be the right gender for Greg's preferences, but you're definitely the right age with that face.
It's like,
Oh
I want to
my
be back in the
God, no.
90s.
All right, real
I
quick.
want to stay at home and watch Dragon Ball Z.
Real quick over here. I did actually want to bring up two things over here
miss
as far
you.
as his treatment with people is concerned. This actually brings us to the tale of the 911 call that Greg had put up regarding his children, regarding one of his children over here. Now, we're not going to mention the children's names for their own safety, but he has a son and a daughter. He's got a perfect little nuclear family over here, like any red-blooded American male could ever ask for. Now, he doesn't raise his children at all. He doesn't take care of them at all. There is one video. Oh God, yeah, no. There's this one video that Kai tried to be a makeup guru for all of 5 seconds, and we realized that Kai doesn't have any personality or talent either. But you could hear in the background while they were talking, you could hear Greg shouting at his children.
Are you talking about the Taco Bell mukbang?
That's
Okay.
it.
That's the Taco
Yeah,
Bell
that was the one.
mukbang.
It was Taco Bell, right? My bad. Okay, they were trying to
Man,
Kai was trying
the
to be
shit
all
pile
sort-
just keeps growing. It's getting a little worrisome.
It gets worse, Angel. Yeah, no, he was shouting, and you could hear in the background, he was shouting, "You need to learn respect. You need to learn responsibility." You could hear their daughter hollering for mommy, and Kai could not give two shits less. I know.
I know what he
24
actually. I know what he said. I know he actually said.
What did
the
he
whole
say?
the
Go on.
responsibility things like, oh, you know what you did, okay? Jesus Christ, take some responsibility.
Right.
That's not how you fucking
I
talk
heard
to
that.
children.
I've replayed that thing 1,000 times and nobody couldn't get that, and I had to go, okay, you know what you did, okay? Jesus Christ, take some responsibility. Yeah, like, and you could tell like when when they edited, they tried to put the music up, down, with the kids screaming, and like you can hear the dog going, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." Everybody been saying like she should have just paused that video, get off her skeletal butt, and just go and check on those two kids. I'm sorry,
That
I
requires
really hate to say
responsibility.
this.
We ain't having none of that shit right now.
It's just-
I'm sorry, but I just
So,
really
like-
think that the two kids are nothing but paychecks.
Now that's just the primer here. That's just to set you guys up for the actual story. Now, someone can correct me on this, either on the chat or in the panel that we got here, everyone who's on. I believe it was in 2019 where there was a 911 call from Onision's house where he called for an ambulance. Apparently, his toddler daughter had somehow fallen
September
out of the
September
second floor.
2019.
What was it?
It was September 2019.
September.
I remember
thank
that because then before the pandemic at the gym, I remember when the Stevie Wolf announced it. I'm sorry for interrupting.
you. No, thank you. No, I was asking for specific details from anyone on the chat for anyone who
Oh,
can remember. Thank you, Nora.
I,
Also, we can't see you, Nora. We just see your hand.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, he literally said his daughter fell out the two-story window. I assumed that she fell, and he said what happened was that, according to him, he said that it looked like she crawled back to ring the doorbell and crawled right back just to lie down at the spot, and Kai was in the kitchen preparing dinner. Greg was somewhere else, and according
Greg was
to
in the garage.
investigation, Greg was in the garage, and they literally said they didn't hear a thing until Greg went outside.
And the reason
Now,
why he
here's
went
the
outside
thing.
was because his daughter was trying to knock on the door and no one listened. So she banged on the garage door with the same garage that Greg converted into his studio / living hole. He has a 2-story house. He has a decent, like 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and he prefers to live in his garage like some disgusting hick who's squatting in a house that he doesn't own. He's got his mattress laid out. He's got his whole streaming setup on there, his green screen in there. No one goes into his garage without his say so. And from what we could tell, he doesn't leave unless he fucking it says or needs anything. So his daughter banging on the garage door while he's streaming and putting out like these gross sexual tweets that he was doing at the time. And it was at that
point. He continued them while his daughter was in the hospital.
That's correct.
And here's the thing that really made police officers arch their eyebrows. Now, why on earth would you record your daughter lying there on the ground, bleeding?
Exactly. Like, instead of helping her, instead of trying to get her into the house, instead of trying to move her, instead of actually trying to care for his toddler daughter who's hurting, who's probably bleeding from her head, who's probably got some kind of hemorrhaging, instead he pulls his fucking camera out and records her the same fucking way that he did to his ex-girlfriend who was in the middle of having a fucking spaz attack and having a fucking mental breakdown. He would record her instead, and he mistreated his daughter that way. He fucking that is abuse. That is mental fucking abuse. That is physical abuse. That is negligence of the highest order. I'm sorry.
I'm the same way with you, Juan. I was pissed when I was at the gym. I remember this well especially when Stevie Wolf said it. I had to run to the bathroom. It took me everything in my willpower not to scream, not to shout, and all that kind of stuff. If he was somewhere else, his children would have been taken away, and he would have been arrested.
He should be arrested. He should have his children taken away at this point. The motherfucker's a monster.
That too. The whole thing that was messed up, I was like, the thing that angers me is not only him, I'm angry at Kai, I'm angry at YouTube, I'm angry at Twitter, I'm angry at Google. I'm angry at the state of Washington itself in our country for why, when people we were literally getting on Stevie Wolf, Repsilon's like, why hasn't anybody, where were you guys when this were happening? We were talking about it. Where were you guys when this was all
when this shit was going down? When this shit was going down, people like myself, people like Stevie Wolf and Repsilon, there's a whole slew of folks who try to point out, hey guys, hey YouTube, hey Susan, any of you guys listening or watching, you've got a fucking monster on here. Hey Twitch, you got a fucking monster over here.
Now I'm going to say,
took him off the partner program, but they're not going to fucking take him off the platform.
Now here's my rant. We've been saying this about any other troll. You guys don't do a damn thing. YouTube. I know Susie's gonna watch this. I know YouTube's gonna watch it.
She doesn't know what's going on under her own fucking roof. I'm sorry. You can
I'm gonna say this. The only reason why they only acted was when the law was involved and when news media was involved. That's when they start getting off their asses because they don't want their reputation bad as it already is. But I don't care what it is. It doesn't excuse you for protecting this guy all these years. He has shown signs of disrespecting women, disrespecting his fans, disrespecting anybody he has a contact with by making them cry. And you guys say that, oh, we didn't know this? Excuse me. Where are you guys at when this whole situation was happening? Where were you guys at when not you, but I'm talking to YouTube in general. Where were you guys at when these girls, his victims, were bawling their eyes out, crying, saying that this dude was nothing but a fucking asshole to them? They couldn't have any privacy. They couldn't have any peace. They had none of this until Sarah said something.
Right.
And the only main reason why you guys hopped on board was because of Chris Hansen. But Chris Hansen hasn't done shit until this whole situation came about thanks to Sarah. And I'm glad that Sarah said something about that. Otherwise, he would have continued and who knows how many of the victims he would have harmed.
For the record, we're not talking about our friend Sarah who's on the chat. We're talking about another girl who also happens to be named Sarah. She was she used to be a fan of Onision. She was basically groomed at a young age. He somehow ended up with like what was it, like guardianship over Sarah, and once she was living with him for a while, and Kai was helping her as well. And once she turned 18, Greg decided to fuck her and then throw her out of the fucking house. So
he has this thing.
It's a different person. It's not our Sarah who's on tonight. It's a different Sarah, who, by the way, she is a goddamn hero, and I tip my hat to her as well. Sorry, I'm trying to keep calm. You can keep talking, Nora, or Sarah, Jose, Angel. You guys can keep saying. Real quick, I gotta cover the chat. I got before I go on. I gotta cover the chat. Taryn was here saying his OnlyFans is embedded in my mind. I can't get it out. Brandon was saying, Taryn, you gotta fight it out. Ruma Khan was on the chat saying, stand in front of the window. Standing in front of the window when you're unconscious, I'll humiliate you. To say that sus is beyond generous. And
that Twitter made me pissed.
And Taryn also was trying to say something nice to me. Thank you for this, by the way. I really am trying to keep calm, saying, Juan, I appreciate you as a family guy being the human Greg should have been. Like, I can actually get into part of that in a minute, but I'll let you guys continue. Sarah, Angel,
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get some input from Angel and Sarah based on what we've just recently discussed, the incident.
Well, I had done 2 phone calls to Washington. At one point in time, I called animal control, and I'm like, please check on those animals. I'm begging you. And in 2019, actually in the fall, I said, I am worried about those children. And I asked the police, please check on those children. I'm worried about them. So people were out there making phone calls. It wasn't just me.
No, you're right. With the general way that Greg had displayed his house, displayed his living situation, when he's got this nice, decent 2-story home, a place that I'd kill to have. I would love to have a house of my own that I could own, that I wouldn't have to answer to anyone for. I'd be responsible for my own bills, but I would be proud to have it. And this guy lets his just fall to just completely fall to rot. The fucking guy.
And if he was in the state of Florida, they would look at that and say, no, this place is unlivable. No, your children you and them kids need to go.
Right, for real. And there was also footage of him. He was saying that he's got this protected wetland behind his property, which part of the community is that they couldn't tamper with that. And this idiot decided that he was going to tear down a whole swath leading into the swamp, leading into the wetlands, and he tore down trees, shrubs, bushes, all this shit, and he rented a fucking bobcat and shoved all of it into the swamp and just piled it on over there. He got in trouble with the state for that. He got in trouble with the county for that, and one of the photos that he put up showed his pet dog, one of the many that he's had that he's either re-gifted or rehomed or just let die, and he had them buried in the trash and refuse and shit that he cobbled together, and he took a photo of that as if it was fucking funny.
That is not funny at all.
No, it's not fucking funny at all.
I was gonna say
there have been instances where when people take his animals, there was one instance one person had his pet guinea pig, and when I say it was in bad shape, it was in bad shape.
Fucking hell.
It was in a small crate. The hair was a mess. The claws were a mess. It can't be that hard taking care of a pet guinea pig. And
is it any surprise that for a man who can barely take care of his own children, he would not be able to take care of anything else? This man was not raised right. His development, mental or otherwise, never finished. He's still stuck there in his own head. Does it really surprise you that this dude cannot take care of animals when he can't even take care of his own damn kids?
Well, on that, I agree with you, but at the same time, I do want to mention, Angel, that yes, his upbringing sucks. He was not raised right. But the moment he became an adult, that no longer becomes an excuse, because every other choice that he's made in his life, including putting his own life publicly on the internet everyone to see.
He's a grown-ass man.
He's a grown-ass.
He's alone.
Exactly. It is he made his bed. Now he's got to lay on it.
No, you guys are right. Speaking of which, on the chat, Big Man 787, that poor turtle, it baked to death. He doesn't care about animals; they just help for views. Oh yeah, no, there was this story that he had where he had a pet turtle that he placed outside or in the heat under like a storage bin, like a plastic storage bin, and basically ended up baking the poor thing to death. This fucking guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about any creatures. He doesn't care about his children.
He tried to make the excuse of, I don't know what his excuse was, but he was trying to dodge the whole thing of like, well, I didn't do this. This is like, boy, something ain't right with you.
And for the record, and also real quick, for the record, like I said earlier, we've got the Zoom chat link pinned to the top now on the chat. And right now we have a little countdown here. If Greg has any balls, if he has any nerve, because we've tagged him, we sent him the invite for this, he has 26 minutes. No, I apologize. I misread that. No, he has 22 minutes remaining before I go off the air for him to fucking answer for any of this shit. He's not going to do it. I'm pretty sure. I was going to say,
Juan, he's not going to show up, and he's going to probably post on his video like, well, I didn't do this because this. Well, I get this, do this because that. That's how he is. Like, if he doesn't show up with something, he'll blame the other person, even though that person has invited him to do something.
No, the motherfucker. Yep, the reason why he won't show is because no one's paying him $1,000 fucking dollars.
Exactly.
When all this shit went down, like YouTube journalist Philip DeFranco actually went in and tried to like invite him on onto his program to ask him, like, hey, what the hell happened? Like, hey, why don't we go ahead and get your side of the story? And the motherfucking guy had the nerve, and this is at the beginning of 2020 when he got, like, basically taken off of Patreon for doxing Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he basically got on and, like, invited Onision to come in, and Onision gave this exorbitant fucking dollar amounts. Like, if you pay me this, I'll tell you my story.
I remember that.
That is
he did an interview with what's his face Diorio, and that didn't go well.
Oh, Nicholas Diorio is a piece of crap. This guy worked with Shot from the Point, but Nicholas Diorio is just a little coward. He's a little tag along. He just, like,
now, Juan.
Yes.
Yeah, Juan. So I actually want to interject with a question. Now, we've talked about since you've been reported by Onision earlier of last week. I think you mentioned, or it could be another person, that you commented on one of his videos or something related to that, and that one of the other people who replied to your comments, I believe you got into, well, I like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got into a back and forth spat, or was that a different incident?
That was a different instance.
Okay, never mind then. Forget what I said. Go on.
At the end of the day, if there's one thing that this shows, is the fact that YouTube as a platform is a fundamentally flawed concept. Let me tell you guys something. Some of my favorite creators in YouTube experienced a severe case of demonetization because they had the balls to make jokes with some age or to talk about things that people don't want to talk about or acknowledge. Many of my favorite creators, like It's a Gundam or Jay Longbone, their videos are fantastic. They do some hard-hitting shit and they keep getting demonetized over crap like this. Look how much effort it took just to get Onision demonetized.
It took
the platform that enables this kind of thing to happen, gives him clout that keeps him going and going, because YouTube is a goddamn heathen mess. And there's something to talk about that on the next episode of the Raven Smoke, by the way. I got some news regarding YouTube's monetization policy that I really got to bring out the next time, but that's for later. Point in case is, Onision landed in the perfect position to live in a time and place where he's allowed to get away with crimes as long as he makes enough of a fuss that he creates controversy. And YouTube and Twitch and any other social platform that enables this kind of thing is implicitly guilty on the horrible things that he has done, because Onision is no mere drama queen. He is no ordinary prima donna. This man is a fucking criminal. He is committing actual crimes. He is committing actual child abuse and possibly spousal abuse. And hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved into self-harm and animal abuse. He's doing bad fucking things. And the fact that he's not in jail right now amazes and disgusts me beyond the point that I should be normal. The problem is, of course, he hasn't been caught red-handed in doing something. But let's be honest, with a person like him who demands the experience of the spotlight so desperately, it is only a matter of time. The only thing that bothers me is the fact that it's taking so damn long for that particular wheel to turn.
And so much
and the
shit.
fact that he lives in a world that actually enables him to get away with this garbage.
And so much garbage over here. Like you said, it took the power of legacy media of all things.
Yep.
Fucking like old school media. You know why? Because it takes like old folks who have money to complain about this guy. And that actually brings me to something that happened today to me while I was getting ready for this. A friend of mine, she lives on the other side of Florida. All right. And she's a long like childhood friend of mine. We knew each other since we were children. And since then we'd keep in touch sporadically. She has her own life. She has her own kids. She has her own husband. She's got her own life, and that's cool. You know, and so we're living our own thing. Like I was actually on the phone with her today, and her kids are you can hear them playing in the background and just like being children, right? Her eldest is an 11-year-old girl, right? She's in middle school, and you hear her like singing random songs that she would listen to, like, oh hey I like this song from Eiffel 65, Blue Dabba Dee, and she's singing Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die Dabba Dee as a child would, while her mother and I are talking on the phone. And at that point, it's I wish I could make this shit up. Her daughter starts singing Onision's fucking Banana song in the background. And I nearly lost my goddamn mind. I had to tell her mother. I had to tell my friend, yo, you need to, like, okay, you need to, I'm sorry for interrupting, but is her daughter singing I'm a banana, I'm a banana? She's like, yeah, what about that? That's the dude I'm talking about tonight. She's like, what? You're kidding me? The YouTube pedophile? Yeah, that was his big fucking claim to fame. And like whatever you do, you need to tell your daughter that you need to get on your parental controls, because we were actually talking about that. Like you need to go ahead and block his fucking channels. You need to get her to not watch or see or like do anything with this fucking guy ever again. She's like, honey, you actually need to stop singing that song. Like, why, mommy? Like it turns out, sweetheart, that this guy who made that song's a pedophile. I didn't know that. Yeah, me neither. But my friend on the phone's telling me this. I'm not even fucking kidding. I wish I were making the shit up. I wish to God I was making the shit
we have
up.
long left the realm of fiction. We're going into the horrors of reality that no fiction can possibly.
And this is one of the fucking stupid reasons why, like, going to like old geezers like fucking Discovery Communications and like fucking Chris Hansen of all people to go on this fucking guy and tear him down and actually bring him to task, so the general public can see what kind of a fucking menace he is. If one of my best friends, a brilliant woman who can sniff out a fucking creep from a mile away, if her own daughter can fall into this fucking guy, I can only fucking imagine how much closer it could get. Like, no one's fucking safe from this fucking guy.
It's not gonna happen until he's done something stupid, and heaven forbid somebody knows more about the law. And I'm gonna say
pretty
this,
much.
like, heaven forbid, like, as soon as he gets arrested, that's when YouTube is gonna turn to shit, and everybody's gonna start questioning the media, and along with Twitter too. It's like, I know, like, whoever was involved with protecting him is not gonna be safe either. I know it's YouTube, I know it's Twitter, I know it's Google, because they got on Repsion for design or something that they didn't like. Yeah, Repsion got in trouble for a T-shirt design.
The chopping onions design. Right. Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was silly. I was actually considering buying the shirt or whatever until he got it to take it down. They're like, oh, you're promoting violence. How? It's an onion with a frowny face, and I'm chopping an onion. What the hell is violent about that? Oh, well, you know why. Oh, really? Are you trying to imply that perhaps there's some fucking merit to what we're saying here about Onision, the self-proclaimed onion boy, or whatever the fuck? Because he's so layered and he's so deep, but he'll make you cry because he's so deep. So you guys recognize that this motherfucker goes by the fucking alias Onion Boy you see that, like, I'm saying this if I were Repsion, you see I, Repsion, dunk on this guy and try to take him to task on your platform. You see that I monetize an original art design that does not include this guy's name, does not include his image. It includes a little cutesy drawing of me with a knife and a cutting board and an onion, saying that I'm an onion slayer. And you're saying that I'm the fucking violent one? Motherfuck you. Sweet
Watch
merciful
that.
God.
It's like that's gonna happen one of these days. And watch. Okay, I can't speak today. Watch Google say, "Oh, we didn't know about that. We didn't have anything. We didn't say anything."
They fucking know.
Oh,
They
you just,
fucking
just gotta sweep away all these mountains of evidence. See, that's the part that worries me the most. I have no doubt
The
that
whole
in
thing-
due time, his consequences will reach him, and he will eventually be made to pay for his actions. The question is, who will be victimized so he can be caught red-handed? Because that's the only thing. That's the only way it's going to happen. The only way this motherfucker is going to jail is when he actually commits the crime that gets him sent to jail.
Or when
And
he
that's the
reaches,
part that
or
worries
when
me,
he
because
reaches certain
crimes
age.
by default have, because crimes by default have victims. And I would really rather we would see a world where somebody like him could pay for the horrors that he has committed without somebody else having to get hurt. But that's just the way it's got to go right now, I guess.
But like as of right now, like only thing I'm gonna let say is I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's my
You're all right,
anxiety.
Nora. Like Sarah, what, like your take on this? If you're still with us here.
I'm afraid that it's going to go the way of Austin Jones, where once he gets locked up, they're going to just take everything off YouTube and pretend it never happened. That's what I'm.
Exactly. No surprises there. They'll just unperson him. Only who? We don't know.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. It's probably gonna happen when his hair turns gray, when he starts balding, when he starts gaining weight.
No, he's already balding, for crying out loud. This guy's such a vain little piece of crap.
Well, it's like when his hair turns gray and when time erases his good looks, good looks.
Quote unquote good looks. You notice that he hasn't put up any recent images of himself in the last year. He like ever since with his friggin' OnlyFans sinking the way it does, and all his friggin' images that he has on there, he doctors it like crazy. He's photoshopped himself with Zac Efron's eyes and jawline with his greasy ass hair. Try to make himself look like Zac Efron.
He knows he's gaining. He knows he's gaining weight. He knows he's gaining weight. He knows he's balding. But yeah, okay. I got something to say about this. It's like you can make fun of black hair, saying that this kind of hair, this natural hair, is disgusting. It smells like dead rats. But yeah, you look like you go into the back of McDonald's and bathe yourself in grease dump.
And Crisco's freaking like cooking oil.
His head into the pile.
He doesn't even bother to spring for lard, which would probably be natural for him.
And it's like you cannot be talking, and like you making fun of people of color, people this, like, boy, you are balding and gaining weight in all the wrong places. It's like even vegans gain weight from eating whatever they eat, because guess what? Vegans have junk food too.
That's true. Like the
not just me.
Like, you want to know something funny, guys? I'm probably going a little personal for myself. But this is just something that, like, to give you a comparison with this guy. He's clear. Like I actually struggled for a little while with a bit of hair loss over here, and like you probably can't see or whatever, but I've got some hair thinning going on in my scalp. It's only a matter of time. In a couple of years, all this way of the dodo. Once I started noticing that shit, I was frantic. I was actually thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fucking lose it all. I'm going to look ugly and fucking ridiculous. And I even tried to spring for, like, okay, what if I sign up for getting like Rogaines or whatever? What if I spring for some of this stuff? I gotta stop it from happening. I can't lose my hair. I can't fucking lose it. I was a fucking neurotic mess for a little while. I wasn't sharing this shit with anyone, but I came to realize stuff like this is a natural part of life. You can fight it if you really want to. And that's up to you. I'm not going to shame or like mess with anyone who wants to like work on keeping their hair or wants to work on keeping their looks, however. But like if you're working on yourself, then do so in a natural fashion and do so with a sense of fucking dignity. You can't give up your dignity in exchange for your looks. This motherfucker has no dignity. And
I wish I had friends like
no
you.
dignity.
I wish I had friends like you, Juan, because I probably needed you at the time when I was young in middle school. Like, I don't like to explode my privacy, but I've been keeping it a secret from friends and family for years.
We can't see you, Nora. Can you tilt it down? Because lower it a little more. There we go.
I've been dealing with the whole deep voice, whole big nose thing. It's something that has been a problem of mine since I was a kid. There have been times I've been thinking about maybe if I was a mute, or maybe if I would have had this, maybe I would have had that. Like, even I'm 32 years old, I still have problems to this day. It's like, you know what, I can run up to a black woman, they would say, you look this. Like, I don't see myself as this, but I would kill to have your appearance. Like, I would kill to have a Beyonce appearance, Cardi B, and all that kind of stuff. Those black women appearance, like, before the whole black women acceptance of natural hair, all that kind of stuff. I still deal with self-esteem issues to this day. Like, I have friends who are in different colors who's really like, I like your hair. I like to see your natural hair. It's funny, you look weird with wigs, but I was brought with wigs and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still dealing with self-esteem, and this dude, he was brought with this, that, and the other. He doesn't have that excuse. If he
no, this guy,
he should have been
no fucking excuse for himself. He really
he should have been a better dad. And Kai should have been a better dad, mom. I'm sorry. I don't see Kai as trans because she's in the same boat as he is.
Yep.
They I don't care what upbringing you were in. It doesn't excuse you to be a asshole to your kids. They didn't ask
for crying out loud.
They didn't ask to be born. You two are the ones who decided to spread your legs, thought that having a kid was going to have this, that, and the other without learning the responsibility of it. And here's the thing that I think that's freaky. Greg has a fetish for pregnant women.
Yeah, he does have an impregnation fetish. This has been documented.
Troy would have a fucking field day with this guy.
Yeah, no.
And he has a thing for girls with blue hair. If you've noticed, all his girls had his exes had blue hair. And the part that still angers me to this day about YouTube is like, you have all these videos of him doing all this shit to all his exes. He's broken terms of service so many times, but yet when the news media comes around, that's when you start demonetizing. No, he should have been banned off the platform long time ago.
That's right.
And the whole like I wish I could talk. I wish you guys did more Black Files than Mukbang movies. I got more stuff on that, and the other main reason, which I hate to say, is the main reason why I want to lose the weight.
No, I hear you, Nora. Yeah, no, this guy's fucking vanity is ridiculous. I need to say something on the chat. The Melon Man, thank you for joining us on here, saying still way more and better looking hair than Onision. Thank you. I guess I'm bad at taking compliments, but I appreciate that. Jose, Angel, Sarah, anything you guys wanted to add to any of this? Whoops, hang on. I kicked the camera.
I was gonna say,
maybe because our beautiful brother. Maybe he got that geeky ass hair because he gets some bitches on his dick. And maybe Xeiana would actually pay attention to him if he wasn't fucking around with that scientist. Oh wait, no, hang on, wrong part. My bad.
No, wrong part.
Sorry, what was saying?
No, I'm trying to see.
I was gonna say, Juan, like you could be in your golden years, you, Angel, and Jose and Sarah, and you still be the awesome Ravens flock that I will always know. While I'll be in my probably in my wheelchair doing 420.
Rolling down the street in my 6'4", shooting the bitches and slapping the hoes. That's gonna be you.
Saying like,
that's gonna be her.
I know those guys. They're fucking awesome, man. It's like, especially the hot, sexy Angel guy. My sister's kids. Auntie Joe. What he is, despite the glasses off, he's like a sexy villain, anime villain. I would love to tap that.
You guys are too much.
Auntie Joe, are you praising the racist immigrant again? Maybe I is. What you gonna do about it?
Wow.
Oh God.
Somebody, Jose, Sarah, save me here. Angel's gone off the rails again.
Well, I will say this, and this is me actually closing myself off because, like, I am starting to wind down. But I will give my closing thoughts on Onision. Like, you guys can continue without me. That's fine.
We're wrapping up, actually.
I gotta turn in after this myself. I gotta work tomorrow.
Oh, okay. No, my closing thoughts is this. This guy, it's important that any incident that's serious, whether involving his children or animals or anyone that he's preyed on, it needs to be documented. This stuff needs to be brought out to light, and it's a good thing. Juan, you're actually, like, I know you're trying to run him down, but at the same time, by addressing all this, you know, you're actually doing a service. You're actually doing a public service for people, to warn them about guys like him, guys like Onision, because they are all over the place.
And you do got a point there, Jose. The only thing that we can ever do is just warn people. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make everybody smile. Yeah, we use the ultimate My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Taste of Rainbow motherfucker move on him, but he's still gonna come back like Ultron from DC Universe, Marvel DC Universe.
Jeez, Nora. Real quick, Anonymous Gene on the chats. Hi there, Anonymous Gene. Thank you for joining in. I know you're trying to send some messages here. I had to go ahead and keep those private for other reasons, saying nice hair and you're not a grooming predator. Thank you. Like I said, I'm really bad at taking compliments. I'm really bad at that. I apologize. Sis, I guess we're going to start wrapping up. Sarah, your take here, please.
Well, he's always going to be on my watch list. I'm always going to be watching him, reporting what I can. I used to be watching him a lot more. It was the domestic violence that got me first, but it just became a little too much on me over time because I saw not only the predatory behavior that kept happening, but the domestic violence as well.
Oh,
and that's how I lost a
Sarah,
friend.
someone made a 911 call about that too.
Oh, good.
Someone said they saw him, like, him and Kai arguing, and they saw him shove Kai in the kitchen.
Is it any surprise that domestic abuse would inevitably become part of the repertoire? This man seems to be running to the checklist of how much of a despicable piece of shit he can turn into, because somehow every single time this mother effer gets brought up, it just gets worse and worse and worse. In the iconic words of Jeff Goldblum, that's a big pile of shit.
Can we just make sure Pain saying Goku slap him, please?
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, that would be grand. But Angel, since you started speaking up, before we close out, Angel, your final thoughts on Onision.
Ultimately, same as before. This man will simply keep doing exactly what he's doing and wrapping himself in his little cloak of victimization, desperately thinking that he's supposed to be the one bad guy that is going to rise up and become the big badass. He wants to play the Joker role, as every other person that believes themselves to be misunderstood claims to, when they are in fact just pieces of shit. Air to the birds, sea to the fish, so is contempt to the contemptible. Inevitably, this is going to catch up with him. Inevitably, he's going to slip up and do something so fucking heinous, the authorities will have to genuinely intervene. And inevitably, he's going to go down in history as just a bitter memory of a horrible person that got away with being a horrible person for far longer than he had any right to. My only regret is the fact that there will most likely be other victims, like his children and his wife, who most likely experience even more of his abuse at his hands before everything goes down. But it's going to have to go down eventually. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time now. Because when the entire world knows you're a piece of shit, they don't even have to look after you. They know you will show up in the news at one point or another. It's that simple.
Right. Can we build a Coliseum with him in it? Can we just build a Coliseum and bring all the most powerful fighters in it, so he just prove how tough he is?
It ain't gonna happen. But
we who are about to stomp a mud hole on that ass salute you.
Like I said earlier tonight, Greg, James, as you like to call yourself, you freaking changed his legal name so many fucking times just to try to hide from people on the internet. He changed his legal name, by the way, fucking to try to keep his neighbors from searching for him on the fucking internet. He changed his name from Gregory Jackson to Gregory Avero, and now he's like, and then James Avero, and now James Jackson's son of a bitch. He thinks he can fucking hide.
James Jackson, Jameson, James Jonas.
Yeah, no. Onision, Greg, may I never see you in person. May you live the rest of your pathetic, disgusting life never seeing me in person. I will not be held responsible for what I end up doing. I will not be held responsible for what will happen to you. You will receive everything you deserve. That's a promise. That's gonna wrap me up.
That was a great episode. Thank you guys for joining us today. That was fantastic.
I was gonna say,
I'm a baby.
Okay, Juan, if that happens, can you please record it?
Yes.
Yeah. The world will watch.
And please go Moongetsu for me so I can see him go splat.
The world will watch, and I'm not gonna hold back on there. And Anonymous G was saying that was his neighbor Giselle who reported them for the shoving police report over here. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank everyone who joined in on the chat. Nora, real quick, where can we follow you?
You can follow me on Freak Show Joe on Instagram and Joe Keys on my Facebook. And Juan, I am giving you a spiritual hug.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sarah, to follow on Sarah's good work that she's putting out. She's trying to help people out who are in jail. She's trying to help raise awareness on LGBTQ rights and on Black Lives Matter. Sarah, where can we find you?
Find me on TikTok and Instagram at It's Sarah Only. So.
All right, thank you for that. I appreciate it, guys. I'm muting you guys out over here. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And I want to thank you guys once again for watching and for joining in on this episode of the Black Files. Clearly, Greg has no balls. Clearly, Greg has no soul. And if he ever did, he's more than welcome to fucking try and get in touch with us. You don't have to pay the Ravens Flock to talk to us. We do have a Cash App. We do have a Teespring store, but you'll see that in the description after we put everything up. But we'll appreciate it if you do decide to support us. And of course, we ask you to continue to follow us on. Where is it? Here it is. Here it goes. Continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlockOnline, and of course, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, the Wednesday Night War, and the Ravens Flock. I want to thank you all very much for tuning in tonight on the special episode of our uncensored interview and review podcast here. This has been the Black Files, and we are out.
I was going to say, does Dragon Balls count? Does this count as payment?
No. Good night.